My name is Amber Reed, R-E-I-D, birthday 12/27/90. I'm turning 32, but like I'm almost positive my like mental age, like my brain is stuck at 17. I'm actually starving, so okay, yes, I troll. Whatever, Trollin has entered the chat. I'm totally fine with a clickbait title because you guys know I love me a clickbait title. You're not paying attention to your health, you don't care about your health, you don't care about your body, you want to die, you could have ate healthy, chose not to, do you really need to go on vacation, you need to buy health insurance instead. I just don't want to hear it.
No one cares!
Hey guys, Grüße aus Deutschland, greetings from Germany. It's been a while, huh? It's actually been 5 days since I last posted, because that's gotta be the last time Amber's posted a video. And so what have you been up to? I've been enjoying my last week of 3 of staycation and, you know, getting a lot of things done and also relaxing a lot. And so I've really enjoyed the break from Amber's weird voice and weird vibrations. And so, yeah, what's been going on? Amber announced last time she uploaded that she would post her new upload schedule, which she did. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. She announced that in a community post, which she has since deleted because the first day she was supposed to upload according to her own schedule, she already failed. Here's the screenshot of that when she announced that she wouldn't upload. Nobody asked her for an upload schedule. This is merely her mental disorders being showcased by herself over and over again. She feels like she has no structure in her life. She feels guilty for pocketing subconsciously, she feels guilty for pocketing the YouTube money without hardly doing anything in return. And so she comes up with these challenges and schedules, and then her lack of mental focus pushes her into being lazy and without any structure in her life anyway, and we are the witness of that. When she allows herself these breaks, what Amber probably does not have on her live screen is her old fear that she has expressed before, that if she does not upload, she becomes irrelevant. And despite her buying more subscribers, it looks like now she's buying 1,000 subscribers on a weekly basis. Her views dropped as soon as she stopped uploading. And I realized that on my channel too, but YouTube is not my income. And I also noticed that other reaction channels continue to upload, and that was because it's their income. They have to do it, right? They can't just stop uploading. But why her income, and we're looking at Social Blade here again, why her income is still this far up is a mystery to me. I don't know what's going on, but it's actually none of my business anyway. It's just, something that baffles me. But yeah, we've all seen Amber's mental and physical health deteriorate over the last few years, and especially over the last few months. My guesstimation is that she's put on at least 50 to 60 pounds easily since she started lying about being interested in weight loss surgery back in November 2022, or was it the end of October even? Her drug abuse, of course, and her increased appetite as a result have not done her any favors. Amber has admitted countless times in her videos over the years that she does not like to be judged.
I don't need the backlash at all. I don't want it. I just feel like it's so much safer to just say what people want to hear and what I feel like people will not hate me for.
She frequently addresses her critics in her videos, talking to her haters, putting everybody in the audience in one pot and just hammering down on them. With her increased body size, she's also very self-conscious about going out into public. She never leaves the house alone. Why? How do I know that? Because she has eaten herself into a size where she cannot fit in any standard size cars anymore. The last time we saw her, like I just said, she had problems fitting in a car, and that has happened before in 2019. And even if she does fit in a car, she cannot get a driver's license. She can't. She keeps talking about how she's anxious about driving a car, and I know that that fear exists. I know people that never got a driver's license because they just cannot get the concept in their head that they are moving an object this big and they can be hit by anybody and have their vehicle destroyed. And I get that. But I think in Amber's case, whenever she talks about it, it comes off as a lie. And I get the feeling that she doesn't want to get a car or a driver's license because her legs are way too big to fit in a car. Imagine with that kind of shelf butt trying to sit in a car. But it is also her excuse to not be seen in public alone. She's a coward that way because she runs her mouth in front of the camera, but she does not want to get any backlash for what she said on the internet in real life. And so she makes sure that there's always somebody with her when she does leave the house, which has become less frequent to non-existent in 2023. Some of the reasons why she does not have, why she has not left the house much or does not leave the house anymore, are most likely that by now her stamina is so low that she can't. I mean, we see her; she can't even stand up without being out of breath, let alone walk without being out of breath. And her caretaker is not around anymore to drive her anywhere, and so she's worried about possible attackers once she leaves the house. I could totally see that being the case. She has made several statements concerning how she feels about her apartment recently.
This isn't going to be my home one day. I have come to love this apartment so much. Like, I feel comfortable here. I feel cozy. I feel safe. I feel at home. And every time I begin to feel those feelings, like at home and like, wow, okay, yeah, like this is my space, this is my place, it's always like taken from me. In these walls, like I feel at peace. It's like my home. I've fallen in love with it. Like I'm comfortable here. And I feel like that's what people look for in homes. I just wanted to say hi and that I've been lazy.
Another reason might be her ongoing anxiety and panic attacks, which, according to my belief, are partially caused by Amber lying so much on her channel in order to get the views that pay her bills. When you have a conscience, it makes you feel bad about, you know, your bad deeds and what you say, or if you said something bad to somebody or you lashed out at them. And Amber having lied to her audience for this long and so often, very, very likely is partially to blame for her problems falling asleep at night, for which she pops melatonin pills, feeling anxious during the day, for which she pops the Delta gummies, and having a fear of leaving the house and possibly experiencing real life backlash for her actions and words. But the fear of leaving the house is a real thing. I'm going to read you something here that I found about this topic. This article I found about it is titled "Fear of Leaving the House May Be a Sign of Agoraphobia." And let's read a little bit. Often mischaracterized merely as a fear of leaving your house, agoraphobia is actually a disorder that encompasses the anxiety of being in certain situations for which escape is difficult, from which, right? For which escape is difficult or potentially embarrassing, or where help is not readily available. More specifically, the focus is on the fear of having a panic attack in such situations. And I think it is absolutely possible that Amber is so. I mean, it contradicts what we know about her, the body dysmorphia, that she keeps IFing herself because she's not aware of how grotesque she looks. But she is self-aware concerning her measurements and how her appearance elicits reactions in the public. And so I'm thinking, since she's aware of that, she's not going out into public anymore. I mean, it might be a mixture between her being lazy and not wanting to move, and also feeling helpless out in public in her case, because anybody could just attack her. Understanding agoraphobia. Agoraphobia refers to the fear of being in places or situations from which escape might be difficult or embarrassing. Like Amber can't run away. She can't even, back up the thing she says on her channel. She couldn't even run away. What is she supposed to do when somebody gets in her face and says, "Hey, you have a few marbles rolling around upstairs. What is going on with you?" And so situations from which escape might be difficult or embarrassing, or in which help may not be available in the event of an unexpected panic attack. That is also a thing. When I know she's lying about having panic attacks and anxiety attacks. What I think she is exaggerating is the fact that sometimes she has fear. Fear of being confronted about her big mouth on the internet, and fear of getting backlash to her appearance. Although it is an anxiety disorder that can occur on its own, it's commonly a complication of panic disorder. While many people assume agoraphobia is simply a fear of open spaces, it's actually a more complex condition. In actuality, someone with the writing is so small, you guys. I'm so sorry. Um, it's actually a more complex condition. In actuality, someone with agoraphobia is afraid to leave environments they know or consider to be safe, which is something that Amber has said very recently on her channel. What's considered safe and unsafe varies depending on the person, but some types of situations that people with agoraphobia commonly consider unsafe include being alone outside the home, being in a crowd, or standing in a line, which she couldn't do to start off with. Being on a bridge, how would she get there, right? Traveling by bus, train, or automobile. Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, she probably has increasing anxiety attacks or anxious feelings when it comes to fitting into a car, because the last time we saw her in a car, she was sitting kind of crooked, like trying to still fit into in the car, but it seemed like she had problems fitting in the car. And then she also didn't wear the seatbelt anymore, which we had that problem with her a few years ago. And everybody told her to buy an extender, but she said that the box that the seatbelt actually clicks into hurts her thigh. And so she has to probably move it completely out of the way to be able to put her full weight on that ass cheek, which is probably what she's talking about when she says it's cutting into her thigh. The fear associated with agoraphobia is so intense that a person will usually go to great lengths to avoid these situations. These avoidance behaviors can grow over time, significantly impairing the person's quality of life, which in Amber's case, I believe that there's a whole list, a whole slew of things that play into that, where she doesn't want to leave the house anymore. Number one is laziness. Number two, it's the fear of getting backlash. Number three, she physically can't do it anymore. And she could get robbed, or approached by people that don't mean her well. In the most extreme cases, agoraphobia can develop into a fear of leaving one's house altogether, which I think is the case with Amber now. The person's home becomes their safe zone, and she's used several of these keywords here in this article. And they may avoid leaving their home for days, months, or even years. And then it goes on with coping and stuff like that. We don't need that, because why should we do the research for her? But yeah, I definitely think that Amber is dealing with these things or struggling with these things. She's just not aware of it, and we can't help her realize what she is dealing with. And so this is just for us, Amber being our little case study. Amber is going to have to change her life in order to drop some of the demons that are tormenting her. But she hasn't identified those demons, and so she keeps turning in circles um, in front of us, because none of us can really, tell her what is going on, and even then she'd have to believe it. One of them is doing extensive soul search and self-reflection. The girl does not even know herself, and she's frequently asking her audience what to do.
If I lose weight and become like a success story, no one's gonna watch me anymore. Like, do you actually care about me? And do you want to see me get better? Or are you really just like loving the demise, loving the train wreck?
She still does not understand that she cannot make every member of the audience happy. She just doesn't get it. There will always be people who do not agree with what one does. That is a fact of life that Amber still needs to learn. Um, yeah, I could get into depth, but I won't in this video. Amber is not into self-reflecting and learning from her past mistakes, which is why we see her turn in circles over and over again without having learned from any of her mistakes. Some of the mistakes are starting Weight Watchers over and over again just to quit a day later, deciding to count calories just to overeat every single day, jumping into relationships while not even having taken the time to reflect upon the relationship that just ended, let alone finding out what she wants out of life. In my eyes, she's a sociopath who has no idea who to act like anymore, with no one in her life, whose persona to adapt and what to portray, because there has not been anybody in her direct vicinity that she can copy and emulate. And sociopaths completely focus on their victim, which she does not have one right now. That's why she's been focusing on the audience, and that, of course, is completely futile, because we're individuals out here that all have different personalities, backgrounds, experiences, and so what she's trying to do is completely idiotic. Since Wipey has been gone, Amber could easily just hire a caretaker to help her wipe her butt, take showers, frequently help her wash her hair, walk Twinkie, clean the cat litter boxes, do the dishes, take out the trash, cook a bit for her and help with her packing. And in the meantime, she could use one of her dozens of journals to take notes concerning how to get her stamina back up. Instead of showing a fitness regime into the camera and never exercising at all like she did earlier this year, she could write some exercises down and actually do them on a daily basis without even mentioning it in her videos, just for her own benefit. But hey, we're in the Amberverse, and Homegirl does not have the mental focus to put any of these things into reality, and so we all know that she has been looking for another Wipey, meaning caretaker, that wipes her butt, because she simply does not have the maturity to go through life alone, especially not on her channel, until she has sorted out the slow-mo train wreck that is her life. She doesn't, her ego's too big. She cannot be without another person, because that makes her come off in her head as unloved, as unlovable, right? So she's gonna have to get another person that she sells as her girlfriend. We all know that Amber does not understand that one cannot exploit and clickbait one's pain about a mutual breakup for weeks on end and then just announce that one has fallen for someone else. She can't do that. It made her come off fake in the past and unbelievable, and she's probably going to make the same mistake again this time. This time around, Amber's having more problems finding somebody, in my eyes, because she has spent another 2 years being a biatch on her channel, being snide, condescending, hateful, and dishonest in her videos. And so the pool of actual haters that want to harm her, not what she calls haters, the critics or people that just state their opinion out here, but haters that actually want to harm her, is much larger than the last time. She probably does not know it because her level of desperation has never been this high, with her being this big, losing her hair. Her hair is so much thinner than 2 years ago. Her skin is horrific. She's been having shadows under her eyes. I mean, with the drug abuse and the overeating and all the takeout food. Because of the munchies she gets from taking those Delta gummies, she's looking rough. And so it's becoming harder and harder for her to find somebody anyway. So her level of desperation has never been this high, but she should be much more careful in her selection this time, because she lucked out so far. But what if she wants somebody that actually wants to pay her back for what she's been doing to her audience, and how she's been flaunting making all this money, and how she's been wasting the money, not showing any humility or gratitude, and all these things. Some people are not big on, like I am, like on expressing it verbally, but they want to make others feel how they feel. And I hope Amber does not run into somebody like that. But anyway, to end on a positive note, there has been a pretty interesting contestant or candidate for a new Wipey from Atlanta, Georgia for weeks now. Miami is her name, and I've posted the links to her videos before, and I will do it again below this video too. Miami has filmed another attempt at getting Amber's attention, and I'm just including a teaser here, but to watch the full video, please go to her channel and support her channel. She's really funny. She also does a lot of other things on her channel.
What do I need to do or say to get Amberlynn Reed's attention? What haven't I shown about myself that would make her notice me?
And so, yeah, I didn't want to make this too long, but that's an ongoing problem. Whenever I turn on the microphone, this is what happens. So I'm gonna go. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in my next one, whenever that is. But I promise I'm going to, like, let's say Amber wouldn't post anymore now. I'm going to post at least once a week, or if possible, a few times a week. But know and understand that from next Monday on, I'll be back to work. And so, yeah, I'm gonna go, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.